All right, y'all. Welcome back and happy Thursday. It's time to break down Tennessee's offense versus Mississippi State's defense. Y'all, please like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be starting off with the talent for our offense versus their defense. We get these numbers from 24/7 Sports. In Mississippi State, I would say offense, defense, special teams, they are a lot better than they were last season. But the one spot on their team that's taking the biggest step forward is with their defense. Their defense was pretty terrible last year, but it's pretty good now. It's I'm not going to say that it's like a 85 Bears sort of a defense. But I do think that they are good. There's some things that they have that could maybe present some problems to Tennessee's offense, especially with the way that we're running it now. But the talent gap has technically closed just because they didn't have nearly as many blue chip caliber players as they did last season this year. So, on paper, they're about on par with Syracuse from a talent standpoint. But I think that their defense is better than Syracuse's defense. I think that it will give Tennessee more trouble than Syracuse defense did. So let's take a look at the stats so far this year for our offense and for their defense. The strength of schedule is on top of each team. For Tennessee, our strength of schedule is ranked 45th. In Mississippi State, their strength of schedule is at 106. So we have a tougher strength of schedule, and we're still winning in most of these categories. I think that says a lot. But let me point this out to y'all. Last year, Tennessee ran the football 55 times versus Mississippi State at home, going on the road in Starkville with all the Cowbells. How is Joey Aguilar going to handle that? That's one part of it. I think that he'll probably end up being fine. How's the rest of the team handle it, though, right? Like, if we can't get out to an early lead, it could play more of a role in this game than what it probably should. So that's always something for us to look out for. Does it mean that we would have to run the football more if we can't, operate down the field, maybe because of the crowd noise, because we can't get the calls, things like that, right? Like, you have to watch out for all those things. But I do think that Tennessee needs to run the football well, but just not as much as we did last season. We might be able to get away with that. But I want us to be more balanced, and we need to average more yards per carry this year versus Mississippi State. So my target number is about 5 yards per carry, something that I think that Tennessee can do. And if we can, then I think that we can get on up out of Starkville with a dub. So let's talk about their 5 key players. There's more guys that I could have put up here. Like, in their secondary, they've got a few really good-looking guys out there in coverage, especially playing at like corner, nickel, so on and so forth. But just had like a quick mental snapshot of this. One guy that I had to actually take off of this list who's going to be out for this game. His name is Will Whitson, but he's a defensive lineman. He's more of like a kind of like not a role player, but he's more of like a backup, right? But he's actually leading the team in sacks. So I think that is kind of a big deal from a run support standpoint and also from like a pass rush standpoint, so on and so forth. But let's go on ahead and take a look at these 5 key players inside of the film room, and we'll start off with their cornerback that's tall. He's long. I mean, he's a big-time NFL prospect, I'm sure. 6'4", 195, redshirt sophomore. His name is Kelly Jones, and he's number 1. He's a guy that, in coverage, I think he's been targeted maybe 15 times, which is more than any of their other cornerbacks. But he's only allowed 13.3% of the passes to actually hit, which is insane. Now, most of those was going down the field. Versus a tall corner, you do not want to try to throw it down the field. He's a guy that I could see matched up versus Chris Brazzell with all the jump balls that we've thrown, to him down the field. I think that he could match up well from that standpoint. So the underneath stuff, I think that, whoever's matched up versus, Kelly Jones, they should be able to win that. Even if it's Brazzell. I think that Brazzell looks a lot better from that standpoint. Now, the next player is going to be number 42, DJ Reed. He is a defensive tackle, listed at 6'4", 285. He's a redshirt sophomore on the year. He has 8 tackles, 1 sack. His pressure rate is at 12.3%. He's a guy that he's got some good twitch. I mean, I wouldn't say he's not like the twitchiest pass rusher. Typically, defensive tackles aren't that. But versus the run, he does some really nice things. I mean, he's able to kind of like knock guys back, stand them up, and then disengage, shed, and all that. He can play with quickness. He can play with strength. He's a solid tackler, but he's not like a real thumper tackling. It's weird to see defensive tackles that tackle how he does. So I wanted to throw that out there, but he's a guy that we definitely have to be watching out for. So next player is going to be safety. His name is Isaac Smith. He's number 2, 6 feet tall, 220 pounds. He's a junior. And on the year, he's leading the team in tackles with 24. He has 1 pass breakup, and he also has 1 interception. He understands coverages very well. He looks good in zone, playing over the top, playing underneath. Looks good there. Man coverage, he looks pretty solid. He's not great. But the biggest thing for me is him as a tackler, especially playing inside of the box. We know that with Tennessee's wide splits, teams have shown like 3 deep safeties. One of the safeties will come down late into the box. And we've talked about trying to get that guy blocked. This is a game where I hope that Tennessee's got that figured out, because I don't know if our running backs can necessarily make him miss because he's a really good athlete. And it won't be as easy to run through him because he's technically bigger than any of our running backs. So watch out for that. Next guy's going to be their middle linebacker, number 40. His name is Nick Mitchell, 6'2", 230. He's a redshirt senior. And on the year, he has 21 tackles. He's a like true Mike linebacker, like C gap to C gap. Flows well. He doesn't get tricked. Like his eyes are super disciplined. So, and really, I could kind of like mimic that for all of their linebackers. I think they all do a good job from that standpoint. But he's a guy that out in space doesn't look great. He's a guy that like you would definitely want for the. I mean, target him in coverage. Whether it's with your tight ends, whether it's with your running backs. I mean, dude, try to target him down the field. I don't think that he could cover that too much. Also, outside zone, that's something that it looks like Mississippi State's defense. I won't say struggles with, but I think that that's a spot that Tennessee could maybe do well at. Now, next and final player is going to be number 8. And I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's an outside linebacker, more of like an edge rusher. If he's standing up as a backer, he's more like trying to blitz. But he's 6'6", 255 pounds. He is a senior, and on the year he has 14 tackles. He has the highest pressure rate on their team at 27.5%. He's got all the tools, and he can do a lot of things. They don't have anybody, y'all, up front to me that like really scares you, but it is an SEC team, so they're going to have dudes. They're not slouches. Now, what you're looking at is like the first day plays of Mississippi State's defense versus NIU's offense. And of course, that's the game that they just played last week. I just want for y'all to see, and that's kind of like an outside zone play. I just want for y'all to see how their defense, kind of looks more or less. But I want to talk about them some. So number one, they like to run a lot of cover 3, whether it's versus Tennessee or versus anybody else. But last year versus us, they ran mostly cover 3, cover 2, and then they ran some quarters. I think that they could maybe try to run more man this year just because they've got 3 or 4 guys that look really good in coverage. Like I said, for number 1, Kelly Jones, he's a guy that you probably don't want to try to target too much on just like a straight vertical route, but any route that's got a break to it, right? Like an in break or like an out break or like a comeback break. I think that we could find some success, double moves there. But with the other guys, they look good with pretty much everything. So this could be a game where it's going to maybe come down to more of, man, Tennessee just has to be the better athletes, just be the better team and win individual matchups. I could definitely see that. And obviously with Coach Levy, understanding Coach Heupel's mindset and his offense, he's going to have some pretty good answers kind of like dialed up for us. So, I think that we're going to end up being fine from all those standpoints. But as I've said before, I would love to see us utilize our guys out in space. So we run a whole lot of boots. This is not a team that their defense doesn't blitz too much. They're at about like 20-something% last year versus us. They were at 28%. That's about what their average is on the year. And I have seen them, especially in that game there, run some like cornerback blitzes. So you got to watch out for that whenever you're running boots, some of the new elements to our system. But as long as we can just get that type of stuff picked up, get the football out to our playmakers out in space on some screens, on some underneath stuff. Very happy that we added that element to our game and just the tighter splits, the different zone concepts within our running game, just things like that. Take care of the football. And I think that Tennessee should be fine, but I really want to see us get that running game going and average about 5 yards per carry. That is going to be one of the keys to this game for me personally. But those are my thoughts. I think that this is a game, it's not a guaranteed win. I mean, it's going on the road in the SEC. There's just a whole lot of different factors and elements to it, but I do think that Tennessee is the better team. I think that our offense is better than their defense. We'll see if we can put it all together coming up on Saturday. But y'all please share your thoughts with me down in the comments section. And as always, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we'll be talking to y'all tomorrow. Thanks. Peace. Thanks for watching. And please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because that keeps us growing inside of the YouTube algorithm. And if you did like this video, here's another one that you might also enjoy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.